that one person that is going out, that 2 person, 3 person, 4 person that goes out of the continent every day or every hour, relocating totally, is a loss to the continent. Because the help of one person put together is what builds the nation. So do not look down on anybody's effort. The little we do every day goes a long way in helping a continent grow. So now, when we leave, we should always have it in our mind that we are destroying our home. This is just the implication. I hope we all have this in our heads, that the more we travel out, the more we relocate out of Africa, the more we are destroying Africa, the more we are contributing to the underdevelopment of our continent. Now let's listen to this man.
Oh, being a black person from Nigeria, my degree is not recognized here in the UK. This is all I'm going to have the chance to do. Be a security guard or a bouncer or work in the care industry. But this is the threshold. It's not going to go beyond this. And this is going to have to be your life. And I came to terms with that slightly quickly. I just felt, you know what? It's not about the money. My kids are happy. You know, the wife's happy. We have a nice big TV. And the fridge, it's got grocery in it. And every now and again, we can hit the Nando's. I think we're fine.
Conditioning.
Yes. So I just felt like, let's just get on. Let's not moan too much. Life's okay, man. Yeah. Let's leave it.
And I think that's something sometimes that we have to be very, very careful of, because you become comfortable with that situation, because it's the mind is designed to keep us safe, right?
It's incredible.
So if this thing is hurting you, being in this position, then the mind starts to slowly condition you. See, actually, is it really that bad?
Totally, totally. I mean, when I go to church on Sunday and I put on a nice 3-piece suit, with some pointy shoes, and I said to myself, "Come on, like it's okay." Like it's not so bad, and then you take a photograph, you look back, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But it's really not fine, because you can do way more than you're doing.
Not be lie, many of them, the reason why they believe me now, because they themselves never still did this situation, because by the time they don't face the reality, they'll constantly know. Like Albert now, he come UK, he come the Buga, the waka up and down, but he never reached 3 months. Even though they see the reaction, even though they see what they happen for Europe, you understand? So that be the thing. It can't be like say me, they waste my time till they explain to all these people, and they're not even they grateful enough to know say me, they give them some kind of setting code. Many people they depressed for this Europe, believe me. So a lot of them, they be suffering and smiling, especially if you go to a social media platform now, you go TikTok, you go Facebook, you'll see a lot of them there. See, let me tell you, they comfort themselves with all those Chinese clothes where they wear, with free Wi-Fi where they take the entire line, So many of them, they're not there happy. A lot of things, they give them depression. If not be from document, it could be from work, or it could be from even relationship issues, you understand? So people, they face a lot for this Europe. They're not the greed, they tell now the truth, because they want to make una they feel everywhere good. But in reality, everywhere not actually good, believe me. See, if you even believe say that they make the money, of course I know say man, none of them they make the money. If you believe say they get the money, you want to exchange your happiness with all those little things that they get. There's nothing like happiness, believe me. People they suffer for this Europe. I'm telling you the truth.
Of course, this is how your life is going to be like. And most of the times, it is difficult for a lot of persons who are in the diaspora to come out openly and clean to tell you this is what is happening. This is how things are going on in their lives. Because I do not want people to laugh at them. Oh, you ran away and left us, and then you're not enjoying yourself. Secondly, our mouth is too much. We are the ones that use our mouth to finish each other. And again, as we speak, there are those who went to Europe and America and other parts of the world that are not dreaming. In short, they are not willing, they are not dreaming to come back to Africa. If they had that dream and they wake up, they'll start rebuking that dream immediately, because they do not want to come back to the continent. And there are some that want to come back home and they're trying their best to see how they can communicate with people to come back home. If you're one of them, sweetheart, you are doing the right thing. Because if the amount of blacks that we have, the amount of Africans that we have outside, if we unite together, just imagine how Africa would be. It's not a small number of blacks, of Africans that are outside. We have a lot. There's nowhere you go to that you not see an African. There is no continent you enter that you not see an African. We are everywhere. Just imagine we acknowledging our roots, coming together. And tell me, why will Africa not develop? Because we have lots of black men, African men and women who are in charge of industries and companies. We have lots of them who have a lot of things that can help Africa. Is it the knowledge? Is it manpower? See, you can name them. There are lots of them that can come together and make Africa grow. Come together and let's kick out all these leaders, these old leaders that are causing problems for us in this continent. Because I don't know, our leaders are the same everywhere. It's just about few of them. You can count them out of the 54 countries in Africa. You can count the ones that are really into their country. They are really patriotic to the core. You can count them. Money has spoiled our leaders. Greed has spoiled our leaders. Wickedness. They themselves, they want to loot and take out. They want to get resources and pull it out. Now, if our brothers and sisters who have upper hands in the diaspora do not come and put heads together, things will not change. Come back home, let's work out things together. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Those that are having it in mind to come back, and that's why I keep saying, I said it earlier, that there are lots of persons that are not even dreaming of coming back home. Because they don't want to come back to bad roads, they don't want to come back to lack of electricity, lack of water, lack of what have you. They don't want to come back to an economy that is crashed. That's why they feel they are okay where they are. Now, you went there, you got a job, you are working there. Do you think of the future of your children at all? What if tomorrow they ask your children to leave? You think you are secured because your children are now, you gave birth to them there, so they're citizens. What if something happens in the future and they have to come back home? They don't know their roots. They don't know where they're coming from. They don't know how to speak their language. They don't even know what is what. In short, they don't know the direction where Africa is. They don't know how big Africa is, because even what is on the map is a lie. Now, with all of this is how we lose our people by day. This is how we lose them. Like I said, coming back home, if you're in the diaspora, it will not be easy for you, because the life you have there is not the same life we have here. We that are here already, we are used to it. This is how things are. Of course, we are hoping for a better future, and that is why we are talking to ourselves like this. We are hoping for a better life, and that is why we are creating awareness for every citizens to vote into power people that will lead us to something else. We are tired of the kind of situation we are in, right? Now, you are coming back home. Things will not be easy for you. Just know that you have to make sacrifice for something to work out. This is who you are. It's what you should do. This is what real men do. Real men do not shy away from their mother, no matter how poor their mothers are. They do not shy away. Real women do not do that. So this is how it is. Because I get ashamed of myself every day when I see Africans in diaspora who are unwilling to identify with their roots. You hear some persons, Black Americans, African Americans, who told you that Africans are your enemy? Who told you that we are your enemies? We are not, sweethearts. This is what they keep doing. They want us to keep hating on ourselves so that we don't have the opportunity to unite and make something out of it. You are out there in someone else's land, which you are struggling. You are struggling to be identified. You're struggling, doing everything possible for them to acknowledge you, that you're part of them. Now, you accept things that you know you are far more than. You are okay with peanuts. Even though you know you are more than these peanuts, you're okay with it. You tell yourself, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. That you like you heard from him. It's manageable, it's gonna be okay. And like the other man said, that's very dangerous, because gradually you begin to tie yourself into that situation, telling yourself that this little that is coming, even though it's not okay, it's not my for me, but I can manage it. What is your worth? What are you worth as a black man in another man's land? How are you treated as a black man in another man's land? What do you think the future holds for you as a black man, as an African in another man's land? What is not your own can never be your own. And what is your own can never be taken away from you, except if you give it out willingly. And the truth of the matter is, they will pick you out and suck you dry and throw the chaff back to Africa. This is the policy. This is how it is. Do you want to be that type that they've sucked dry and then they'll kick you back? Most of the doctors, the nurses in Europe and America are from Africa. A lot of them are scientists that produces things are from Africa. Most of those who give them advices about economy, who work here and there and break their backs to build the nations, are from Africa. Now still, we do not want to understand that we need to come back and build our home. We need to come back and build ourselves. Nobody will build Africa for you. That little effort you could have contributed, and you take it out there to go contribute to them, you are contributing to the downfall of your motherland, of your foundation, of your origin. And your ancestors are not happy. Of course, things are not easy here. Of course, nobody will say, oh, you did a wrong thing to have left. No, you needed a better life for yourself and your family, which is applaudable. But at some point, you should tell yourself it's time to go back home. Like the prodigal son, it is time. Right? It is time to go back to your father's land. You have realized that no matter where you go, there will be no place like home. What are your thoughts and opinions? Leave them there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now.